Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barber, where we talk college and NFL. And as you can see by the shirt, we're going to talk about the KC Jaguars game. So whoever wins or whoever we're talking about gets the shirt for the show. And wow, I don't even know what to make of that. That was one of the craziest endings of a game I think you'll ever see. And I've been watching football for, I don't know, 30 years, whatever it is, 35 years. And it never ceases to amaze me that there can be a play that I've never seen before happen. And Trevor Lawrence is getting stepped on, falling down, trying to get up, and then run into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, I've never seen that before, and I'm sure nobody's ever seen that before. That was just unbelievable. It was almost like this can't possibly be happening. And it looked like before he actually got back to his feet, he was even trying to throw the ball away. I think that's what he said in the post-game interview. That's one of the craziest plays I've ever seen. So, I mean, the momentum shifts in this game. Okay, so I don't even know where to start here. I guess I'll start at the beginning. This looked awful at the beginning for the Jaguars. They go 3 and out twice, like 2 times, and then a fumble. So their first 3 drives, if we're going to look at the drive chart here, is punt, fumble. Like that's how they start the game. The first quarter was a complete disaster. KC goes up by 14 points here, and it's looking really ugly. I was thinking, oh, this is ugly. Like after the fumble, I thought, okay, they're just not good enough. The Chiefs are back. Last week, the Chiefs really exerted themselves, and they just looked like they were back. Like Worthy's back. Mahomes has already developed a pretty good rapport with Thornton, and between Worthy, Thornton, and Hollywood Brown, it just looks like that's the complement of receivers is really starting to look like it's there for him. Especially last week, he didn't have to be the leading rusher, so it just. Like our video about it last week was like, oh, okay, the Chiefs offense is starting to round into form. And the defense is the defense. That hasn't changed. It's still one of the best in the league. So when they went up 14-0 and the Jags couldn't move the ball at all. I mean, it was okay, this is just the Chiefs getting back to being a dominant team. And then the Jaguars they good for them for showing some grit, and they had no quit in them. And they just come storming back, and they score 21 unanswered points, and it's unbelievable, like the turnaround for the Jaguars. I mean, it just looked hopeless. The life was just drained out of the stadium. It was, I mean, I'm sure Jaguar fans can admit like it was looking really bad there, and it's. You know, and you can get the feeling like here we go again with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just really good, and they win a lot. So it's hard to get that out of your head when you're playing against the Chiefs or when you're watching the Chiefs. You kind of just assume they'll figure it out because more often than not, the Chiefs figure it out. But in this one, the Jaguars actually figured it out, and even when the momentum looked like the Chiefs had stolen it all right back. So we're the 99-yard interception return for a touchdown at that point at the end of the third quarter by Devin Lloyd. That looked like okay, finally the Jaguars feel like they're really got into this game, and now they have the momentum in the game. Now they're front running the game. Now they're finally ahead. So that's when they got ahead by a full touchdown there. So it was all phases of the game are working. They get an interception. They're seem to be winning the special teams battle for no other reason than the Chiefs just keep taking stupid penalties on special teams. So they're in it now, and that's a huge momentum boost. And then right after that, they force a punt. They force the Chiefs to punt, and then they go 2 plays and throw a pick, and then immediately give up a touchdown. And the Chiefs take all the momentum right back. And at that point, so we're in the third quarter at that point, we're mid fourth quarter at that point, and I thought, okay, so it was you could get the feeling that okay, here we go. Now we've got a multiple MVP Super Bowl type team here. Mahomes at quarterback. This is all. The Chiefs the inevitability of the Chiefs felt like it was happening there once they stole the momentum right back. I mean, that was just a gut punch for for the Jags after that massive interception return for a touchdown to then hold the Chiefs. They forced a punt, and then on their ensuing possession, 2 plays, and they throw a pick in 2 plays, and then the Chiefs 2 plays get a touchdown, and then all of that momentum was completely wiped off the board. But good for the Jaguars for not letting that kill their spirit or kill their belief in themselves. And they in the next drive, they go down the field, and then they go up by a field goal. So good for them. They get the field goal, but here we go again. It's the Chiefs, and a field goal's probably not going to be enough. And it wasn't. They go 12 plays, 86 yards, touchdown. And again, it's just this as a someone who doesn't have a dog in the fight. I'm not a Jaguar homer. We podcast about all different teams. The shirts are just what we wear for who we're talking about. There's just an inevitability. You just expect the Chiefs to sort this sort of game out. And here we go again. They get the touchdown, and it feels like that they've sorted it out, and they've done what it's going to take to win this game. And one of the most improbable touchdown drives you'll ever see. Minute 22 drive. They're running out of timeouts. They don't have timeouts at the end. Lawrence threw a perfect pass to Thomas on the sidelines there, but I mean, it was looking ugly, and even some of the play calls along the way there. I don't know why he's throwing a screen down there when they have no timeouts left. And then the most improbable play of all was the getting stepped on, falling down, getting back up, and then diving into the end zone. It's almost like for how improbable this game was, the way it kept going back and forth. It almost felt like that sort of fit for this game. The fact that the winning touchdown was something so out of this world, so different. And I don't know. I mean, good for the Jaguars for getting past the Chiefs. Now they're sitting at 4-1. Chiefs are 2-3, and they only lost 2 games all last year, so they've already gone past their losses from last year. And Mahomes was fine. He was doing what he needed to do. Now, obviously the interception was the big mistake, but you can't say that the pick 6 99-yarder, you can't actually say that was the mistake that killed the game, because they did come back and they did take the lead back, and they took the lead back late. So, they kind of erased that one. Like the team erased that one, put it behind them, and they got the lead back. So as bad of a play as that was, you could say that wasn't the back-breaking play. And I guess you could say the same thing for Lawrence. I mean, he had one, he threw for a TD, he threw that awful pick, but then, he ran for two touchdowns. And I think maybe the story of the game was Lawrence just doing what had to be done in the face of a great defense on the Chiefs side that was seeming to make every yard look so painful for this offense. So the Jags go, Lawrence goes 18 for 25, 221 yards passing, and they rush for 109 yards, but 54 of it's Lawrence. So it was, not much on the ground other than Lawrence scrambling. And the same thing on the Kansas City side. They go for 158 on the ground. 60 of it was Mahomes. So both of these quarterbacks realized, like, we're going to have to do some of this with our legs. And Mahomes has been doing that routinely throughout the year. I guess he's still technically the leading rusher on the Chiefs, which I know the Chiefs coaching staff, that's not ideal. They would prefer to actually have a functioning running game, but I mean, you just got to do what it takes. And I said weeks ago that the Chiefs are to the point where they don't care what it looks like. They just got to do what it takes. And that's what all last year looked like with the Chiefs. The aesthetics of a Chief game, it's out the window. They don't care. It's just win. However you need to win. And they did that all last year. And the Jaguars today kind of did that. It was whatever it takes. If the offense is breaking down, Lawrence, just take off and get it yourself. And if you watch, I mean, Lawrence can run. He was a dual threat. He kind of doesn't look like a dual threat, like a typical one, because he's so tall and he's got the big arm. But he's every bit a dual threat quarterback as anybody else. Like he can run. It's just kind of, he just has the long strides. He's not like he's not sudden, let's say, like Kyler Murray, but he's a great open field runner, and he showed it today. And they needed every yard he got with his legs. It was This was all on him. Like he had to make this happen, and he did. And in the most, obviously in the most improbable way. I mean, Jesus Christ, that touchdown was just wild. I mean, both defenses played pretty well. The Kansas City caused a lot. Kansas City caused a lot more havoc. They had 3 sacks, 5 TFLs. Like it's typical. Kansas City's defense was doing what it does. Nick Bolton was a stud. Aluakon, he's awesome too. So there was great linebacker play in this game. There was just it's kind of 2 good defenses and then 2 quarterbacks that just decided we got to somehow make this happen. And both quarterbacks were making it happen. They both had a critical pick. And in the end, Lawrence just made a couple more plays, and that was kind of the difference in the game. But this was, I mean, I don't want to say this is Lawrence's like coming out party. He's been in the league for a while, but he like the announcer said, in 5 years he's been through 4 coaches and multiple coordinators, and oh my God, they could not get the play in to save their lives. You could see they were taking delay of game penalties, and when he was trying to adjust at the line of scrimmage, they obviously something's not efficient at all with their communication from the sidelines to Lawrence, then to the team. They were constantly right up against the play clock, and multiple times took delay of game penalties. So my guess is that's just this is his first year with Liam Cohen, so it's probably just taking a while to get really efficient at getting the plays in and getting them called and going. Whereas you don't see that on the Chiefs side. They're just really, really efficient. I mean, obviously that's been the same unit there for a while. But then if we look here at the box score, time of possession was pretty close. Rushing yards were pretty close. The Chiefs definitely outgained them, like 476 yards to 319, but that's partly because the Jaguars had a 100-yard touchdown or 99-yard touchdown on defense, so that's kind of where the hidden yards are, so to speak. But another spot where there are major hidden yards is the Chiefs had 13 penalties for 109 yards, and 4 of those were on special teams that took away a couple of really, really good returns, specifically late in the fourth quarter there. The Chiefs had a great return that got taken back. And I feel bad. It was the same guy who got caught holding twice there on successive kick returns. So he must just be kicking himself, because that just put the Chiefs in a deeper hole on the field to try to have to go the field. And that last return, every yard counts there. I mean, they had three timeouts. If that return stood, there would have been a much easier job of trying to get into field goal range. I mean, obviously that's nothing new, but it's you just can't do that. You can't throw a 99-yard pick six and then have 13 penalties that take away great field position, and you can't make those kind of mistakes if the other team is going to be in it the way Jacksonville was in it. I mean, last week, perhaps the beating the Chiefs put on the Ravens after seeing them this week is not it's not as surprising, so to speak. I mean, the Ravens have the worst defense in the league. The Texans just put 44 on them. So yes, the Chiefs looked good last week, but it seems like everybody looks good against the Ravens. So, I mean, not to take away from the Chiefs, but, maybe they put up whatever it was, 37. The Houston put up 44. So it did look like a get-right game for the Chiefs, but at the same time, it's not necessarily them being so dominant and they put all those points up on a great Ravens defense. The Ravens defense this year is headed for potentially the worst statistical defense in the history of the NFL. Anyway, so I guess my point is, coming into this game, as good as the Chiefs looked, it's like, well, maybe, okay, let's temper our expectation and see how this one goes, because the Ravens defense it's not a good measuring stick for your offense, the Ravens defense. Let's say it that way. It's actually a good get-right defense to play against, but you're not going to use the Ravens defense to show that you're a powerful offense, because everybody can score on them. So, I mean, just a wild game. It was, overall, I think it was played pretty well, and it was just, to me, it just comes down to the QBs, and you just sort of expect this sort of game out of Mahomes. I guess Chief fans, I don't know if they notice how spoiled they are with how good Mahomes is, and that in a game like this, he inevitably is bringing them back and bringing them back and bringing them back, and overcame the interception. He's just that good. It's like as an unbiased observer, you can just tell that Mahomes is going to make the plays at the end of the game when they matter. And just Lawrence matched him in the fourth quarter, given that they both threw a critical pick, but they both came back and they both did what they needed to do to win the game. And it just turned out that Lawrence had the extra couple of plays, and the Jacksonville defense held up enough to make it to the end of this game. So, I mean, I don't know if there's much else to say. I mean, what can we say about both teams? It's it kind of sucks for Chief fans that they're 2-3, but I don't think this means there's nothing wrong with the Chiefs right now. That was just a great game, and they could have easily won that game. So I think the offense does look good with the receivers back, and specifically with Worthy back. There was a moment there where he seemed to mess up his ankle, but he got back in there. So I think the Chiefs are going to be fine. They still don't have a great running game. I mean, it was still heavily Patrick Mahomes, but they went for almost 100 yards. Well, basically 98 yards or whatever without Mahomes. So that's good for them. So they're finally getting some kind of run game going here. But it's just, I don't know. It was just a crazy game, and the Jaguars got him. They got him on one of the craziest games you'll ever see. So it's okay. They're going to lose some of these. Like last year, they were 11-0 in one-score games, and sometimes that's just going to go the other way. And it's just an utterly improbable ending. So good for Lawrence, and good for the Jags for actually sticking in there. Every time the Chiefs took the momentum away from them, they took it right back, and they just kept hanging in there and kept hanging in there. And that's a great reflection on Liam Cohen for being such a new coach on this team, to have the belief that they could fight back against the Chiefs. I could see how many teams with a young coach and still some young players at the helm here, like Lawrence, could feel like, oh, here we go again. It's the Chiefs. Like, how are we? Like, they took our best shot, and they still came back and took the game away from us. But no, the Jaguars hung in there, and on the most improbable drive I think we're going to see all year, they stole this one from the Chiefs. So it was an awesome game. Now the Jaguars are 4-1, and that division might actually come down to them and the Texans. If the Texans can keep rolling here, this could be a hell of a battle coming down towards the end of the season between the Texans and the Jaguars, because the Texans actually have the best defense in the NFL, and I think they're going to get sorted out on offense. Now, like I said, we can't view what they did with Baltimore as a true indicator of what the Texans offense is going to be, but that's for sure a nice get-right game. That's unbelievable that Baltimore's now the get-right game for offenses to just start putting up points and just having the feeling of plays actually work. Anyways, so I mean, it's nice to see the Jaguars back in business here and actually going to compete for the division. There was a narrative here that Lawrence just isn't it, and he was an overhyped pick, and he just doesn't have what it takes. But I mean, we'll see. I know it's just one game, but now we're 4-1, and they've beat some legitimate teams here. They've beat the Chiefs here. They beat the Niners. This team has something going on with Liam Cohen. There's something going on with this team, and I mean, Jesus, what a game! I don't know what else to say. It's just an unbelievable game. It's that's got to be one of the top 10 games of the year. I don't know how we're possibly going to get a game crazier than that this year. So, I mean, that's all I got. I just wanted to throw some thoughts out. I'm sure there's lots more that could be dissected down about the game. And I guess I got to throw some flowers out here. So Tyquan Thornton had 3 receptions for 90 yards. He played a good game. Brian Thomas Jr., obviously, 4 receptions for 80 yards. And he had that massive reception on the sideline, that deep one on the right sideline on the final drive to keep that drive alive. So they both played really well. And like I said, Trevor Lawrence, to me, he was the one who made it happen. He just sort of just took the game on his back at some point and was like, if we're gonna win this game, I obviously have to make something happen here, and he did. All right, well, that's all I got. If you're still with me, I appreciate you checking out the video. I know the channel's super tiny. We just started it last year. So if you do like what I got going on here and want to support me, and I do have a co-host too, a like and a subscribe would go a long way to growing the channel as well. If you think anyone would like the video, share it with somebody you think might enjoy it. All right, so that's your Saturday versus Sunday podcast.